people do judge a book by its cover. And if your website isn't good, it's only natural to assume that if you don't care about something as simple as your website, then your operations probably isn't as good.
Hey guys, welcome back. This is NEMT Mastery with Dalil Noah, hosted by Medivance. We are the co-founders of Medivance. We've generated over 8 figures in NEMT, and we both have a combined 12 plus years of experience within the transportation sector. So, okay, today we'll be diving into marketing and sales in the NEMT industry. A lot of people aren't focusing on marketing and sales. They're just going to the broker, again, because that seems like the easier option. It's really not.
I mean, it is short term, but yeah, long term, you're definitely going to be in for a rude awakening.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to start. If Noah, you can dive into a little bit of our past experiences, and relying on brokers. Broker shut down, you shut down, they pull back. Obviously, your operation scales down. If you want to dive into a little bit of your experience with that.
Yeah, I think we made the mistake of relying on one broker, and even though things were good, we never diversified our broker or our model. And so what ended up happening was the broker shut down, and our company essentially went under. And so we had to again learn the hard way of the importance of diversifying. And that's how we got into school transportation, which did really well. That's how we got into private pay contracts. That's how we got contracts with hospitals. But it took that lesson. And again, that's what this whole purpose of this content is, so that you don't have to go through it. But diversifying and not relying on one broker or brokers in general, but definitely not one broker. You want to make sure that you're spreading out your income over several different companies.
Yeah. Yeah, and from that, bouncing off that past experience, what would you say some of the most important things would be in terms of marketing and strategy? Where would you start? Would you start with just trying to build relationships in your community with healthcare facilities? Would you focus on the website and digital marketing? What would be some of those first steps?
Yeah, keeping in mind, I'm assuming a lot of people have low budget. And so what you have the most resource of is time, if not money. If you have money, you can expedite this entire process and put money into Facebook ads, build your website. That's a whole different topic we can go into. But most people are coming in with a set amount of budget. And so their time is their biggest asset. So like you said in the previous video, joining the commerce, like the local commerce, whatever city you're in, that's huge. That plays a role in connecting you with everyone because everyone knows someone. And once you kind of build that value within the commerce, then people start looking out for you. They build referrals. So join the commerce. Usually your local hospitals have programs. Here in Texas, they have a program called the ACMA, where you meet with a lot of case managers, build that relationship. If you have money, sponsor as you can, meals, go out, take them to dinner, build those, really focus on relationships, right? Figure out who the key players are and make it genuine. You want to help, you want to provide service, but you understand that like there are probably other people doing the same thing. So just go in with that frame of mind. I would say like really schedule out your day and your week and mark the calendar for those important conferences. And then from there, yeah, I think you start to there are different tools and tricks we'll go into on how to develop those relationships, but that should be the mindset to start.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree. It's definitely, yeah, I would definitely say it's like give, then take, right?
Yeah,
Definitely show your value, make sure that you're giving them whatever resources they need, connect to them with people within your, network, and eventually it'll all come back. So it's definitely
yeah,
worth
yeah.
the investment in time.
100%. You got to be patient. Like, yeah, I think Hormozy talks about this, where it's give. And if you're giving the right value, they will give you back. They'll return the value back. Like they'll definitely, they know what you want. They know you have a business. They're aware of all this, right? If you've done a good job setting the tone. So by the time you receive that payback, it's going to compound in a way you couldn't imagine.
Yeah, I agree. Um, on digital marketing, let's say they do have someone starting with a little bit of a budget. What would you say would be a good breakdown for them to start?
Just get your website, man. It's, we see a lot of just shitty websites, just outdated websites that are not pleasing to the eye. I would treat your website with the same regard as you treat your attire when you go to like a business meeting. You want to come looking professional, clean, sleek, right? You want to be up to date with like the culture. And so that shows that you care and that you're in tune with like trends. A lot of these websites were made 10, 15, 20 years ago. They weren't updated. You can't find them on Google. There's no SEO. So again, people do judge a book by its cover. And if your website isn't good, it's only natural to assume that if you don't care about something as simple as your website, then your operations probably isn't as good. Even if it's wrong, I mean, they only have so much time to really look at you. So you have to think about it from the perspective of the hospitals and the clients.
Mhm.
They hear about you, they look up your website, they see it, they either stay or they don't. So I think that's,
Yeah.
I would start with the website.
Yeah, definitely. And again, like Noah said, if especially if you're trying to do some like private pay via marketing,
Yeah.
first thing they're going to see is a website. So making sure that you know about what their needs are and making sure you present a tailored solution of what they need on your website. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, make sure you're definitely targeting the right people.
Yeah. And that's why it's important to have like a niche, like who are you targeting? And then you create that website. So if you just wanted to focus on hospitals, figure out what hospitals need, what they're looking for, and then curate your website to just hospitals and then lock in on hospitals. Go to the ACMA, go to like the conferences, go to build the hospital networks, send them, gifts like appreciation, let them know your services are there, and then create that website based on their client profile. Like what do they look for? Like hospitals, one of the biggest things we know is what on-time performance. Like they want
Yeah.
you to get there as soon as possible. And that's why a lot of them are segueing into rideshare and Ubers, not because the quality's there, not because Uber and rideshare are doing a great job. No, probably the opposite, but it's so convenient for them that they have to get these beds, removed and these patients out. So understand what's important to them, not to
Mhm.
you. They don't really care what's going on. Figure out what they need and then curate your entire model based on that and
Yeah.
deliver. Don't just, a lot of these companies are good at marketing and telling you a bunch of stuff, but they have no delivery. They don't actually execute on their promises. And that makes it worse for other NEMT providers that come after, which is why I think for our group, we definitely want to curate and make sure that we're focusing on the best NEMT, TPs, because we are creating a model that is only going to work with the best standards. And so if you're someone that's just trying to get by with money, then you're going to fall off. Like you have to focus on quality, and that's where the trend is going with NEMT. The
Yeah.
standards are being raised as we speak.
Yeah, I agree. Um, the other thing is too, man, sometimes it takes time. I feel like a lot of people will just send a few emails, get over it. They're not getting back to me. These people are getting tons of emails every day, right? So I think making sure you keep that line of communication open, even if it seems daunting, regular communication, check in. And honestly, I would send them progress reports of like
Mm-hmm.
your
Mm-hmm.
metrics that you're hitting. Hey, this is one of our greatest months. We've hit 98.5% on-time performance. Customer satisfaction is at this. And just keep sending that, even if they're not responding. If it's a really good contract that you want, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely keep picking at it.
How effective do you think social media is? Do you think people should put any time into developing their Instagram, or what social media platforms would you say they should focus on if there was one or two?
Yeah, I think Facebook and LinkedIn would probably be the top two.
Yeah.
Facebook, there's definitely a lot of people within groups, a lot of people helping each other out. There's obviously Facebook groups for, managed care facilities, managed care organizations. So I would definitely go on there and definitely learn as much as you can, soak up as much information as you can, connect with as many people as you can. Same thing with LinkedIn. So yeah, those are
100%.
my
Yeah.
top two.
I agree. I think Facebook is good. We just opened up our Facebook group, so you guys can join that as well, where we're looking to really maximize the value input. But LinkedIn is probably just as vital as your website. I would say a lot of business professionals, hospitals, case managers are on LinkedIn. So definitely put time in. And again, this is the new world we're living in. I think a lot of the old school mentality of, you know, whatever that is, it's not working. Everything's going online. So you have to you have to accept it, embrace it, and accept this is the new norm. And this is how people are looking at businesses. So LinkedIn, it has to be set, your profile, all that matters, man. It matters
Yeah.
a lot.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
Uh,
brokers don't, the standards of brokers and private pay are two different mindsets. Brokers do not care about anything. And so don't think that's the norm for business. That's not how you make real business. It's not how you grow a real business. A real business, you have to take care of yourself, your business, your website, your LinkedIn. I don't really do business cards. I don't really do that. It's pretty much online now. But
yeah,
yeah, the mindset, again, if you want business to come to you, put in the work.
yeah, agreed. Cool. Let's say they set up that social media presence, online advertising. Would you say they do Google ads, Facebook ads? They target specific demographics. And how would you like go for your ideal client? Let's say they have that avatar of what they're looking for. How would you take that approach?
Yeah. So I wouldn't go into private pay because there's two different, like there's individual private pay,
Yeah.
right? And that requires kind of like a software, and we can kind of get into that. I think that's another segue, another content of a video, whatever. But if we're just doing hospitals, facilities, businesses,
Hmm.
I don't know if you do paid ads. I don't know if you utilize paid ads to start with. I think you really need to get your feet wet. I think you need to really talk to the customers or the clients. I think you really need to understand what their needs are, because then you have all the value you need to create those ads. You know exactly who to target, but a lot of the people we're talking to now have no idea what they're doing. And so I think you'll just be spending a lot of money. You wouldn't know what to do with the data. You wouldn't know, you know what I mean? Like they're so far gone,
Yeah.
that baby steps, just
You
create
say
a, I
paid ads. You'd say paid ads are more for
think
going
that's
forward.
advanced, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's advanced. Or if you're developing your own app and you want to build a private pay of like regular people using your services. But that money I think could go to better use if you like sponsored a meal for like
Yeah.
an, you know what I mean? Like that money can be used so much better in the beginning. Hire a VA to help you set up your shop. I just don't think, based on the budgets we know with a lot of these newcomers, it I would stay away from social media, paid marketing. Maybe you could do SEO on Google, so it shows your NEMT on the top. I think that's
Hmm.
a good way, because a lot of hospitals will Google search local companies to help them. That would probably be the only way, but I wouldn't do Facebook ads or anything. I would just do like a Google sponsorship
Yeah.
of your services. But again, your website has to be, you'd be
Hmm.
wasting money. You know what I mean? Like if you're not ready, don't draw attention to yourself, because that's that
Yeah.
you only get one shot.
No, I agree. Yeah, that makes sense. So focus on your basic social media presence. So, like we said, Facebook, LinkedIn, your website should be optimized, and then SEO. And then from there, I think, like Noah said, focus on like just the grassroots, feet on the ground, and just show up at these facilities, show up at the conferences, buy them a meal, sponsor an event. Yeah, I think that'll go way longer of a way than getting a paid ad.
You just need one person. You just need one hospital, one contract. That's it. Like focus in on like 3 to 5 people or companies or hospitals that like you're seeing traction from. And like Dalil said, you're not going to get the immediate like yes, but they will keep you in mind, because the chances are they have someone, but they need like a backup. So you always want to come on as like the backup, build that relationship, because I can almost guarantee you whoever is taking that business isn't doing what Dalil is saying in terms of like monthly reports of their success, showing appreciation by giving them gift cards, showing up. Like nobody's doing this. The quality of service, a lot of these NEMT brokers or NEMT companies are picking up a lot of bad habits when it comes to like dealing with brokers, and they're transferring that over to like private pay, and it just doesn't work. It's not in the real world. That's not how business works. So step it up, and then yeah, I think from there you're golden. It just takes time. You got to be patient, man. This is a
Mhm.
long game.
Yeah, I agree. Um, yeah, the second thing would be like referral programs, and that ties into also like reviews and testimonials.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, your experience with that, Noah? How's that boosted your business? Would you recommend other people kind of do that? Um,
Yeah. One of our biggest contracts came from the reviews we had on our page, on our Google page. So those things do matter. Again, the same way we all go eat at restaurants that have 5-star reviews and 100, we gauge it based on that. So know that companies are gauging you in the same way.
Yeah,
And
they're definitely looking at that stuff.
they're looking at it, man. They're exact because it's all they have. They care about the patients. They want to make sure the patients are getting in the best hands, best care. It's transportation. It's high liability. They don't want to deal with the headaches. They want to make sure whoever they're hiring knows what they're doing, which is why we say start with brokers, because brokers have a higher tolerance for nonsense, right? Because they have so much volume. But private pay, they do not. It's a different cap you got to wear. So definitely, again, start with private pay or with brokers. Sorry, build up your Google, your reviews, testimonials. Obviously, make sure they're real. Make sure they're of substance. They're quality feedbacks. And then you should have the confidence to then go into private pay, and then and showcase all of that. And that's easy sell. Like you're just relaying the information. And I can assure you, if they have the need, they will come to you.
That'd be more so like private customers, huh?
Yeah, that's like once you kind of get into that ballpark, you can kind of maybe leverage your patience with brokers to give you reviews and testimonials. Again, I think that's probably your best bet.
Mm-hmm.
But get like 20, 30 reviews, you're set. And then that from there, you should be moving forward.
Sounds good. Yeah. Any last minute thoughts on marketing and sales? Obviously, we have our handbook. I don't know if we can touch on that.
Yeah, I mean, we have a handbook that we put on an ebook. We put a lot of time into. It's essentially our sales and marketing guide that helps everyone kind of put everything we're saying into perspective, but in grave detail. Obviously, there's only so much time we're putting into these videos, but the books and the content, which is in our it's for free if you join our class in the community of Skool. But if not, it's a high ticket product. I mean, we charge a good price because it works, and we've scaled to 7 figures using it. When it comes to like the email campaigns, how to create the templates, the sales call scripts, everything you need is in there. And if you have any other questions catered to like your specific region, we answer those questions. So yeah, I think that's the best place to start. That gives you at least a reference, something to look at to understand like how far you are from reality. Because I think a lot of these TPs are like not in reality when it comes to like how to get real business instead of just filling out an application for brokers. So that kind of put things in perspective. If you're really serious about your NEMT and you have what it takes, that I would highly advise you to join our community and get all the free, ebooks, material, the courses. We're talking about tens of thousands of dollars of value for a couple of dollars a month. So, but apart from that, no, I think that's pretty much everything we've covered.
You just touched on, kind of just piggybacking off what you said about not being in reality and kind of just filling up broker applications.
Yeah.
Private pay will literally make or break your business, right? Like once we started doing private pay, the margins were 40% at the high end.
Yeah.
Doing brokers,
that's just the start.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, as you build leverage and you start to build volume, you go up.
Yeah. An average broker margin's what?
10%, I think.
Yeah.
It depends.
10, 15%. I mean, depending where you're at.
Like 2%.
Yeah. So I would, definitely focus on marketing and sales. So
yeah, that's a huge part. Once you get the brokers and all that set up, you should only be focusing on marketing and sales, which is why we're very high on VAs and outsourcing, because this gives you the opportunity to work on your business. If you get stuck with the brokers, you end up in a rat race. You're always playing catch up, and you never really have time to focus on what really matters. And I think that's their model. It works for them. But if you want to work on your business, you have to outsource the tasks that are taking you the most time and focus on marketing and sales 100%.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, so that's all I have. But again, we'll drop comments, feedbacks. If there's something we didn't touch on, definitely, let us know so we can create another video and really go into depth on that. These are just overviews, high overviews for people that are getting started or maybe stuck. And then we'll help you through that process. We'll guide you through it as much as we can.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Have a good one.